Hello everyone and welcome to another Watercolor Wednesday. I am Allison with the blog A Glimpse Inside. Today I am taking us back to the beach because I miss the beach. It's been so long since I visited. So if you are a beach lover, here is a super simple painting that you can do. So we're just going to do this circle with the silhouette palm tree, so a sunset and behind it, and then just kind of like a dark silhouette of the beach. So simple enough that we need one stamp only and 4 markers. So let's get started. So this is going to be on a 4x4 square, kind of like my normal little go-to, and then I went ahead and traced a circle on here. I just used the ring to my mason jar, watercolor jar that I use, but use whatever you have handy to make a circle. And then the stamp that we're going to use is from the palm tree set, and it's this little double silhouette palm tree right here. So simple, that's all we need. And then for the markers, I have number 86 African Violet, number 49 Vermilion, number 19 Carmine, and then I have a black Tombow, so number 15. If you have a black Marby, whatever you want to do, but I'm using a black Tombow for this one. And let's see, that's it. So begin by doing your circle, and then we have our stamp already on here. So before we actually stamp, we need to paint our background first. So on my palette here, I'm going to just do a whole bunch of all of these colors because I am going to use quite a bit of it. So there's my Carmine, there's my Vermilion, here's my African Violet, and then here is my black. So I'm actually going to start with the beach itself, and I'm going to mix my black and African Violet together because I feel like when you get shadows, they're not always straight black. They're almost more of a purpley color. And so I'm going to mix those two together. And then I'm just going to kind of decide here how high up I want my little horizon line and just kind of paint that in. And then I'm just going to brush stroke in the rest of it. In my sample picture, I painted it all solid. You definitely do not have to do that. If you want just to leave some white, leave some white. I think this time I may try to leave a tiny bit. But okay, so let's see if I can. I'm gonna come back over it and try to darken it up a little bit. I'm gonna come back with just African Violet. So these dry super fast, so you can always, if you don't use a ton of water, you can come back pretty quickly over the top of them. It just depends on how much water you use. So let's see. Okay, I'm going to leave it for now, and I'm going to come back to it once I do my sky. So, I'm sorry, excuse me. So I'm going to flip my paper over just because I find that sometimes it's easier to work down this way instead of trying to go over and going up. So I'm going to start with the orange, the Vermilion, and I'm just going to dab all across for the sky here. Again, you can just decide how thick you want it to be. We'll blend the next kind of colors together a little bit, like when we add a new layer. So if you accidentally make it a little too thick, that's okay, because we'll just blend the next layer of color in. It's okay if you have quite a bit of water on your brush for this, because it helps spread your color pretty far. And then once you add the next, color to blend together, it will help kind of blend them. So here's just my one layer. I'm going to come back kind of like right at the base of the horizon here. And I'm going to make this darker. And then just keep going. If you want darker higher up, then you can just keep layering and keep adding, more and more to get it to the shade that you want. Come a little closer to my line. I'm trying not to touch them too much. I don't want those two colors to blend. But, okay. It's okay if you go outside your guidelines. Those are just there to help keep our shape, but it doesn't have to be, it's not there to be super strict on you. Okay, so the next color we're going to do is the pink. So I'm going to start it and just kind of feather down in to that orange just a little bit to kind of blend those two together. I like to dab because I like the texture. You can just brush stroke all this in and, leave it a little more solid. It will just be a little flatter, but I just like the texture and movement when I do skies and stuff. So that's kind of why I dab. It takes longer, but I think I just like it more in the end. So I'm going to add just a little bit more pink here, and then I will start my purple. Okay, so then for this top last row, it's just African violet. So not mixed with the black this time. And then again, I'm just going to kind of fade it down into that pink a little bit. You can do different, sunset combos if you don't like this pink. Just do orange and then like up to a yellow. Maybe just do all pinks. You could do almost like a blues and purples within like just a touch of pink or orange. There's so many different sunset combos that you can do for this. So just find something that you like and, work on that. Okay, I kind of got my purple a little too much into my pink right there, so I'm going to just take a little more of my pink and kind of blend that out. Just kind of blend those two together right there. Okay, so I think I'm pretty happy with my sky. Maybe one little, my line kind of come up a little closer to my circle here. Get a little darker up there. Okay, so now I'm going to come back to our little beach scene here, and I'm going to add a little bit more color to get a little darker, because it is the silhouette. So this is like a good time. You can just, take just the black and just kind of blend some in. Take just the African violet, get however you get, and until you're happy with the colors. So I think I'm good right there. So I'm going to let that dry for just a second, and now we're going to do our stamp. So for our stamp, We are actually going to ink it with black. So I'm going to ink the whole thing up with black. And then I'm going to do a quick stamp it off. Try and get that one all the way. So a quick little stamp off. And then I'm going to go right back over this with the African violet. And then now I will stamp it on my paper. So I'm going to start here in the center. I'm going to press that real good. And then I'm just going to repeat. I'm just going to go straight back over what I have already on there. And then stamp that off. Come right back with the African violet. And then, let's see, I'm going to come on this side. Press that one in. And again, repeat. I'm re-inking every time between these because I do want the silhouettes to be nice and dark. I know they look a little splotchy right now, but when we add water to them, it will go a little more solid and darken. So put one right there, and then and then I'm going to kind of clean this off here. I'm going to clean off the bottom. I'm going to do two like little bit shorter ones. So I'm going to just do about like halfway of my stamp. You could always just do one of these if you want. You know, if you have like a bigger gap and you're like, oh, I just want one stamp. Feel free just to, you know, put one in. If you just did the one, you may want to then use the positioner to get it right where you want it to go. But this one, we're just going to eyeball it and guess. So I'm going to go, I think, on this side over here and press that down. So then they're just kind of like a little lower set down there, closer to you in the horizon. And then they just kind of overlap a little bit back there. So now we'll dip our brush in water and I'm going to pinch it off. Like I do not want a lot of water on here. And then I'm just going to kind of, you know, touch the palm trees here. It's okay if you see some of the color, you know, shining through. If they aren't as dark as you would like, you know, you can always add just some more African violet straight to your stamp. So let's see. If you want your silhouettes a little darker. This is the last step. That's all we have to do. This is such a quick, simple little painting. I'm not going to touch the trunks of the trees. That is all we're doing to them. And that painting, until we sign our name, is done. I believe everything is dry, so I'm going to erase my circle here. And then I'm just going to take, I'm going to take my African violet and sign and date it. And that's it, guys. So, you know, this would be awesome in a little beach house, or if you just love the beach, turn this into a card for any other beach lover. And you have this super simple one stamp painting. How about that? You gotta love something that takes less than 15 minutes to complete. Probably even maybe less than that. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this painting. If you have any suggestions of paintings that you would like me to share, please let me know in the comments or on my social media pages, and I will be happy to try to create something for you. I hope you guys are doing well and that you have an awesome rest of your day. See you later. Bye.